It would be impossible to award everyone who played a role in supporting the community during these times, but we want to make sure that we recognize the efforts made by you. This theatre today is filled with inspiring people, people who made a difference, people who put their fears aside to ensure they provided much needed services and support during lockdown and beyond. Today is our chance to say thank you. Thank you for everything you have done for the past 18 months. Thank you for putting your neck on the line. Thank you for everything you have done. And it's a chance to say thank you to Gibraltar, because together as a community, day after day, we prove that we are one. We shall leave the individual awards for the end of the night, and we will start the evening with our thank yous and our appreciation. We would like to thank the essential services, men and women who have had to put their own personal needs aside to ensure the safety and well-being of our community. From patrolling our streets to controlling our borders, with first responders ready for any eventuality that occurred. The pandemic made other services that we usually take for granted essential to our everyday lives. We include shopkeepers, supermarket workers, delivery drivers who did their utmost to uphold a sense of normality, organizations like the Maroc Atlas 4x4 who collaborated with many different groups of volunteers to help with their programs. And from the streets to the wards, one of the biggest challenges was keeping the most vulnerable safe. The ever-changing landscape had healthcare practitioners adapting working practices daily based on advice and guidelines from public health led by Dr. Bhatti, Dr. Awal, and the team at Civil Contingencies. And now, our last award of the evening goes to the person who had the most nominations from the public, a person with a welcoming smile and a warm heart that changed the lives of many. Lee Eccles from Eat and Chat Cafe in the ICC created quite a social media following during the first lockdown.
You know, at that time, it must have been very hard for him because he obviously couldn't run his own business and he had bills to pay and a family to support. But he was very selfless in his act and providing food for the homeless. The homeless stopped coming in to visit us and we see them in the street and we said, why have you not been coming in? It's because there's no money.
So he decided to use his premises, his skills, and his time to service some of the most vulnerable members of our community, the homeless.
We do have a lot of people that live on the poverty line or below the poverty line here in Gibraltar, and it's important for people to recognise that, to see that.
He not only offers them food and drink, but also mentors and helps them get services they greatly deserve and points them in the direction for further guidance and support.
He will sit down and he will listen to anybody. Anybody can come to the cafe and they can tell him absolutely anything, and he will sit there and he will give you advice. Before I met my husband years ago, he was out of luck basically in a town, and he had nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep, no money. And he was on the streets, so he knew what it was like.
He started doing this out of his own money, and this started affecting his own finances. His daughter Amy realized this and put out an appeal on social media for donations from the public.
I just want to say thank you to all the public who actually helped my mum and dad in the lockdown when I put the appeal on Facebook. I don't know, because I was in shock. But obviously, we couldn't have done it without everyone's help.
He has worked tirelessly and selflessly to help those less fortunate than himself, never asking for recognition, and with the unconditional support of his wife Caroline, he has been able to make his humble cafe a lifeline for many who need it the most. From a small beginning to a monumental success. Lee Eccles is the true example of how one person can make a true difference. A difference when they put their hearts into it. On behalf of the people of Gibraltar, I am proud to present a Pride of Gibraltar Award to Lee Eccles.
I'd like to say thank you to the public of Gibraltar. You're all amazing. That's that. Mr. John Harper, he came to me. He got a few singers together and a few other people, raised some money. Brendan, a young lad, did a lot of sports and raised money and food. And obviously, every food supply in Gibraltar came to my door. And it is amazing. The prison came, not set me away, to give me donations of bread and everything. But every single food supplier in Gibraltar came across my door. Even the guy with the catering trays and everything came. It's because my daughter put it out there. But I want to thank you, a certain gentleman, a guy called Jamie. He got hold of me, he said, Lee, you need a rest. And then one day a week he came with tubs and tubs of food to give out. A lovely man, he's meant a good friend now. And the 4x4 Club, they were amazing guys. They were there every day, twice a day. They came and we took them up to the centre. It's absolutely amazing, but without people themselves, the public, even kids were coming in. Gibraltar's a fantastic place now, people stand together. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I'm so grateful for everything, and let's keep it going. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the echoes. We have now reached the end of tonight's gala. We've tried to recognize and appreciate the work of so many members of our community during one of the most difficult times in our recent history. Gibraltar, today is for all of you, for all of us here, for all of us in the community. Whether you did a big feat, a small thing, something surely changed someone's life. I just want to say thank you to everyone in our community, because we all banded together to create one community that gets stronger and stronger the more adversity we face. Thank you to everyone who's played a part in getting our community through this time, and thank you to every Gibraltarian for uniting as one. Today is another one of those moments where I feel more than proud to be Gibraltarian. Thank you, Gibraltar. Give yourselves a big round of applause. From the John McIntosh Show, from the Pride of Gibraltar Awards, congratulations to all our winners. Good night, and see you all very soon.